program, in a nutshell, is just an incredibly life-saving program that we have. We take in around 3,000 animals a year, and we don't, especially in the summertime, have the capacity to house them all here at the shelter. At some points this summer, we had between 200 and 250 animals in foster care. Some of those were because they were too young to be here in the shelter, and others were simply for space. We don't ever want to have to euthanize for space, and so the foster program really, really helps us be able to avoid that. Right, so the types of animals we put out into foster care. Of course, as soon as a puppy walks in the door, we do their intake, and then I put them out in foster care for 2 weeks so that they can get 2 sets of vaccines. So all puppies, no matter what, go into foster care. All kittens, no matter what, go into foster care as well. Adult cats, they don't go into foster care quite as much, but we do put them into foster care after they have been at the shelter for more than maybe 2 months. We like to give them a break because it's a really stressful place for them to have to stay. And the same goes for adult dogs. You know, once we hit the 2-month mark, we start to really look at getting them out, giving them a break, letting them enjoy real life for a little bit before they have to come back. And then there's also, like yesterday, we got in a heartworm positive, really emaciated dog. She's special needs. She needs to get some groceries before she comes back. We have some dogs that might have slight behavioral issues, or some cats that might have slight behavioral issues, and we'll put them into foster care where they can get that one-on-one time. And like the dog that we got in yesterday, she was pretty much abandoned in someone's backyard, not really handled very much, definitely not fed regularly. She's got heartworms. So she's put into foster care to get one-on-one time so she can learn, A, what it's like to be loved, B, so that we can get her on a regular feeding schedule and start to safely increase her body weight. And then we will, after she's healthy enough, we'll treat her heartworms, which is a whole nother thing. So it's going to take us a solid 6 to 8 weeks to be able to get her adoption ready.
These guys are orange, kiwi, and mango, and they're 10-week-old small breed mixes. Their mom's about a 15-pound Boston Terrier mix. Not sure what dad is. Definitely something colorful based on these guys. Their mom's a little black and white dog, and they've got lots of colors going on here. But they're super sweet. They're always on the move, but they're awake maybe 10 minutes at a time, and then they just take really long naps for the rest of the day. Yeah, so these guys were found, I believe they were found by animal control when they were a day old. So they still had their umbilical cords attached, eyes closed, ears closed, just itty-bitty little puppies. So I got them when they were a day old with their mom. Had them for about 9 weeks now. So mom took care of them for the most part. I just gave her a place to stay. She just kind of lived in my office for a while, took care of them for the most part. And now they've been weaned from mom. They're eating all, solid food. Mom actually went today to get spayed so she can go up for adoption soon. And tomorrow they go up for adoption themselves.
It's actually pretty simple. You just come up here to the shelter, you fill out an application, it's 3 pages. You give us your landlord information, of course all of your contact information, and then you tell us if you want to do kittens, puppies, adult dogs, adult cats, nursing, moms, and then we put you into a spreadsheet based on what you're interested in fostering. So we ask that they be at least 19 years of age. We like to know that they either, or that they have income one way or another. If it's a student and they don't have an actual job, but their parents support them regularly, that's fine, because while we'll provide a crate and things like that, a foster's still responsible for food. So of course an income is important. And then one of the big things is making sure that if it's a student, that wherever they live, they're allowed to actually have animals. We don't want people that are living in the dorms to try to come and foster a 60-pound lab or anything like that, because it's clearly not allowed. So those are requirements, but we're pretty open-minded and always looking for new fosters.
I'd say this is just a great organization to foster for. The biggest part for me has been that they give you an end point for your fostering. So for instance, they'll email out and say, hey, we have a puppy that needs a foster home for 2 weeks. And when you pick up that dog, you have the date that you're going to be taking it back to the shelter. So it's nice because you just have, you're not worried that you might get, stuck with the dog or end up having to adopt the dog. Lee County does a great job of you know, getting the dogs out to foster homes for specific amounts of times and then being adopted out. So I'm lucky I've got a fenced in backyard, so I'm lucky that I can wake up in the morning, puppies are wide awake, and that's when they get to go play in the yard. So as I'm getting ready in the morning, they're out back, they're wrestling, they're playing. There's a little bit of cleaning for me, you know, if they're really young puppies and end up going to the bathroom in their crate overnight, I do, you know, just quickly clean that out.
Of course.
But then it's a lot of just, you know, running around with the puppies as, you know, trying to get ready once they're in the house, which makes it always fun. But they get to, you know, while I'm at school, they're in the crate at home, but when I'll come home at lunch and let them out and play with them, and then in the evening, it's nice to have study breaks in with them. You know, I'm studying a lot with school, but they're there whenever they're awake, because they, you know, I foster puppies, they're asleep most of the time, but when they're awake, they're a good study break to play with.
So being here is very, very stressful. All the different people, all the different smells, there's different animals in and out constantly. It's also difficult to keep illnesses down, like upper respiratory infections and stuff, just because they're group housed. So it gets them out, gives them fresh air for one, and it helps them to become a little bit healthier that way. And then a lot of dogs, honestly, are just in a constant, and cats are in a constant state of stress when they're here, just because of what all's going on. It's not home. It doesn't feel like home. It won't ever be home. And so it just gives their mind a break, you know, from the stress. And then also they're not, you know, they're in those kennels for the vast majority of the day. And so they're not able to be exercised as much as they should be. So that's another benefit, is just getting them out. You know, their fosters take them on regular leashed walks every day and spend time with them and things like that.
What would you say is the most rewarding thing?
Definitely
about
see
fostering?
The puppies getting adopted. So getting to, you know, I'll have dogs in my house for, you know, as short as 2 weeks. You know, they're here while they get healthy, get vaccinated, all of that, and then seeing them quickly go find homes, going from a puppy who, you know, maybe came in through animal control or, you know, from a bad situation, and then in just a couple weeks has a home and is, you know, happy and has a place of its own. That's definitely the most rewarding part.
So much puppy love.
Yeah, it's constant. This is why I foster puppies right here.
Yes,